Bitcoin is creating a massive CME gap right now, and in this exact video I will be explaining about what is going to be happening next for Bitcoin. I'm gonna discuss this very important Bitcoin symmetrical triangle retest that we're currently seeing right now, and many more important charts I will be discussing on today's update video. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap off that like button back above 400 likes on today's update video right now. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards the aim in the short term. And yes, the first thing I need to be discussing is the current CME gap that Bitcoin has created, because Bitcoin has been coming down a little bit over the course of last weekend, and right now we have got a new CME gap sitting around 38.5 to 38.3k, and it is very likely that potentially this CME gap is going to get filled up over the course of the coming days ahead of ourselves, and probably even already today, because usually if we do create a CME gap, guys, it tends to get filled up within days. So this was the last CME gap we created. It was towards the upside, and in exactly, let me say this correctly, in exactly 1 day and 16 hours we already filled it up, and usually it is between 1 and 2 days before we fill it up. So honestly it would actually be quite likely that Bitcoin is going to be once again go towards the upside over the course of the coming 2 days. So let's see how it is going to be playing out. And due to the fact that the next Bitcoin spot ETF is only away in approximately 44 days from now on, will also probably mean that we will see more and more buy pressure as time continues and comes closer towards that January the 10th date. So let's see how that is going to be playing out here. And if we're right now looking at the 4-hourly time frame for Bitcoin, we can see that Bitcoin is creating this symmetrical triangle and already got rejected more than 3 times in a row here towards the downside. And ever since we broke above this downtrend, Bitcoin managed to set in a new yearly high, but right now it is coming down a little bit and is actually retesting this super important downward sloping resistance line that potentially right now could be flipping into support. So previous resistance is currently getting retested as support. So far Bitcoin is holding it up here, and actually together with that CME gap, this could potentially make up a scenario where Bitcoin is really going to be bouncing from off this level and potentially is going to be reaching our price target that is sitting around 39.7k. So that's quite actually towards the upside. That is an approximately move from off this exact point onwards towards the upside of about 7%. So the price target that we're aiming for is 7% higher than we're currently trading. And just like I said earlier, with the Bitcoin spot ETF coming up any moment right now here, actually, I won't be surprised if we're going to be seeing another big pump for Bitcoin outside of this range that we have already been trading in. Why? Is because Bitcoin is currently really knocking still against this resistance here on the top side, and potentially we should be approaching it as an upward sloping resistance. But basically what we're looking at is that this is the level that got us rejected every single time, and we just saw one slight fake out here towards the upside. Why? Is because at that point we did do a liquidity grab in the market, right? So let me zoom out a little bit on this chart. I showed you this chart many times before on the channel, but yeah, we did saw that on this move towards the upside we took out a lot of liquidity in the market, and right now if we're looking, there's just not a lot of new liquidity building up right now. So for me right now to say where's the next real big move going to go towards, I'm not quite sure yet. But once we're going to be piling up positions, potentially short or long, then we could be once again see, okay, this is going to be the next clear direction for Bitcoin. But honestly, I will be very fair to you guys out there. In terms of liquidity on the market, I can't see a clear direction about where Bitcoin is heading towards next. So what we can see right now here is that Bitcoin, of course, is still getting rejected by this most important resistance box right here. You can clearly see this was the drop-off point. You can clearly see this was the point of the drop-off, and right now we are exactly getting rejected by that point of the drop-off. So interesting to be looking at, and currently this is the level to be breaking for Bitcoin. If we really want to be breaking outside of this region, we have to see a significant daily candle close above it, and if we then close above that region, then we could really start to see significant more upside is going to get started for Bitcoin. So if you want to be trading this or trade the CME gap or trade whatever, guys, make sure to go to BYBIT, because if you sign up an account using that link below, you can claim a $40,000 deposit bonus, and without this link it's only 400. So it's a win-win situation. And on top of that, you could even claim a free $1,000 airdrop position. And all you need to do here is go to the link description, sign up that account. You have to complete KYC, you have to deposit $100 in your first 7 days, and then you can claim this insane airdrop position worth $1,000 for only depositing $100. So it's super valuable, and you could be checking it out right now in the link description of today's video. Further on, we can also actually see is that Bitcoin right now remains to be creating a very bullish market structure. Honestly, this is the bull market of 2021, and you can clearly see that we've seen these reaccumulation phases happen many times before, and once again, we are potentially creating such a reaccumulation phase. And if you are looking at the fundamentals, the ETF is almost there. It is probably going to be likely that the sell pressure is going to be reduced, and probably the upside potential for Bitcoin is much bigger right now than the potential downside. And Bitcoin is also not really overbought yet on all these on-chain indicators. So I do believe there's still a lot of room. And one thing where there is not a lot of room left is the CryptoC Black Friday sale. I mean, right now, Black Friday is already gone, but it is Cyber Monday, and this is the last day that you could get 50% off your lifetime subscription on CryptoC. So make sure to go to the CryptoC website right now here, use the code BFCM at checkout. It's only valid on lifetime, but you could be getting yourself a CryptoC lifetime account right now. So make sure to go to the website, use this coupon code at checkout, and benefit from that 50% discount that we're currently still running. And this is the biggest sale we ever had, and this will be the last day that this sale is running. And I can guarantee you there won't be any bigger sale than that. And if you get the lifetime subscription from CryptoC right now, you will also get the updated version from CryptoC that is going to get released anytime soon. And the update is going to be massive. So make sure to check it out in the link in the description of today's video. Further on, we can see that, of course, institutions remain to be continuing to be expecting that Bitcoin is actually going to go up, and that Bitcoin is actually going to get that ETF approval, because yes, we can see the gray BTC discount is running down massively, what basically means that institutions are expecting a Bitcoin spot ETF is going to get accepted inevitably. So that is a very good development as well in the market, and potentially this could potentially create a lot of sell pressure once Bitcoin and its spot ETF goes on the market, and especially once the conversion happens from the Grayscale spot fund to the Grayscale spot ETF, it could potentially add a lot of sell pressure, since they have got more than 500,000 Bitcoin in their fund, and potentially people are just speculating on it right now to sell it once the fund converts in a spot ETF here. So that is important and interesting to be paying attention towards. And I mean, honestly, Bitcoin is right now creating a beautiful cup and handle pattern. And yeah, this one really broke out, and the price target of this pattern is sitting around $57,000 US. And honestly, I won't be surprised that we're actually going to be reaching this price target. It's just going to be a matter of time before we're going to be reaching it. And of course, on Ethereum, we're creating this massive ascending triangle, also looking very strong here, looking very good. And as soon as we do potentially break above that horizontal level of resistance, that is really going to be the point where I will be really expecting, okay, right now we could start to see that the exponential rally is really going to be starting to happen. So looking forward towards it. I can't wait for it. And of course, the Bitcoin balance on exchanges is massively decreasing. And where is it decreasing the most? It is on Binance. I'm not trying to spread FUD here, but one thing we can see is that Binance is definitely in decline. So definitely Binance is losing a lot of market share, and you can see it right here on their balance of Bitcoin on exchanges. It has been massively decreasing over the past couple months here, and that is of course something that you should really pay attention towards. I mean, honestly, it's not going to be a very big deal here, but I prefer to hold my Bitcoin and my assets that I'm trading with on another exchange than Binance right now, since I see there are so many withdrawals. So of course, it's totally up to you. I'm not trying to spread FUD. I do think they have got enough funds, but yeah, I just don't really like the fact that there are more than 60,000 Bitcoin got withdrawal in the past 2 months here, and that's quite a lot because they only have 560k Bitcoin on it, right? So let's see how it's going to be playing out here. But important thing to understand in general. But of course, over the macro perspective, more and more people are actually withdrawing their Bitcoin from exchanges, and that is a very good thing. And at that point, there will be less available supply to be buying, less sell pressure, and that is of course going to be catapulting the price up to new all-time highs for sure. So yeah, important things to be looking at, guys. But anyways, this was it for me in today's update video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.